Hey, look what just showed up. It's this month's sixth sack from 6 Cents Fishing. Let's open it. Hello and welcome. What's up, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. This month's sixth sack from 6 Cents Fishing just got delivered, and I'm gonna crack into this sucker right here on camera with you guys. We're gonna take a look at what's inside the sack this month. The sixth sack is 6 Cents Fishing's version of those monthly bait subscription services that I'm sure you're all familiar with. The only difference is it's all exclusively 6 Cents Fishing, hard baits, soft plastics, terminal tackle, and fishing gear delivered straight to your doorstep on a monthly basis. Build your tackle pile, tackle mile, without ever having to leave your home. The sixth sack for May 2024. Let's check it out. This was gonna be a quick one today. Let's knock it out. See what they've got in store for us this month in the sixth sack. A white sack with the black. Nice. All right, let's get off into it. First things first, right here on top, I see a Divine swim jig. It's a 1/2 ounce and it's a baby brim color. Check that out. Kicking it off with the swim jig, the Divine. My favorite swim jig of all time. Baby brim, nice little bluegill imitator. You know, the bluegill spawns cracking off. Those bass, they really hate the bluegill coming near their beds. You got the fry garters chasing bluegill. The bluegill's a killer option right now. As we transition into the hotter part of the year, that baby brim, super realistic, really natural. Green pumpkin, purple, some subtle light shad strands mixed in there as well. And you got that blue, orange, yellow, and white paint on the head. Green pumpkin weed guard. The 1/2 ounce baby brim Divine swim jig. That's the one that started it all for me in 6 Cents Fishing. I bought my first Divine swim jig in pro green shad or pro blue from Academy. Went out there, started throwing that. That was it, dude. Fell in love with the Divine swim jig. Bought my first Crush 50 shortly thereafter, and the rest is history. It's been me and 6 Cents rocking together, riding together ever since, and I couldn't be happier. Let's see what else we've got in this month's sixth sack. Got you a little summertime sun mask, a little bonus item in here. Some fishing apparel. I remember before when I had my big beard, I could never really wear these things comfortably. But now that I've sort of streamlined the facial hair, while they aren't my favorite thing in the world, it is possible. Keep yourself out. I do that every video in case you haven't noticed. I bang my elbow on the vise in every video. So that's fun. But anyways, yeah, you know, protect your face and your neck from the heat and the sun. A little 6 Cents sun mask in this month's sixth sack. But let's get back to the baits. All right, my favorite soft plastic jerk bait of all time, the Flush 5.2. Watermelon Gill is the color on this one. Let's bust it out up close and personal style. I actually really like this color for this time of year because it's a perfect blend of a bait fish and a bluegill. You got the watermelon seed on top, you got the ghost shad on the belly. There's also a little bit of lavender flake mixed into the belly. You got the split belly, you got the split dorsal. Rigs up perfectly with a 4/0 or a 5/0 EWG hook. Throwing that weightless on my 6'9" medium moderate heater series rod. I always have the Flush 5.2 on deck at the ready year round. Super confidence, my favorite soft plastic jerk bait. Got the clamshell packaging on the Flush. Keep your soft plastics in order. Let's see what else we've got this month. Some terminal tackle, and I actually pulled out both of them at the same time. We got Divine swim bait jig heads, Sungill 4/0 1/8 ounce. We've also got, check this out, size number 2 panfish hooks. Gosh, I almost couldn't see them. I was holding the package backwards. Size number 2 panfish hooks, tiny, tiny little panfish hooks. So if you want to go catch some bluegill or you want to go catch some small sunfish species. I don't even know if you can see those hooks. I mean, they look like some nose hairs in that package right there, but tiny little panfish hooks. Number 2, 8 of them in there, 6 cents coming through with the terminal tackle, not just for largemouth bass, but for other species as well. They have stuff for crappie, catfish. They've really branched out and expanded the terminal tackle line over the past year or so. But let's keep it rolling. Let's see what else we have in this month's sack. The Axle hybrid jig. That's a 1 ounce jig. That's a big, deep jig. Throwing the 1 ounce in the sack this month. Sweet. This is the Axle hybrid jig. It has a swinging hook on it. This is awesome that they put a 1 ounce jig in the sack. I do believe this is the first time I've ever seen a jig that heavy in the 6 sack. But you know, summertime, you're out there dragging deep points with a big, heavy jig, making bottom contact with that 1 ounce head. And of course, you got the swinging EWG style hook, the screw lock, bait keeper. Rig that up with a freaking stroker craw or a prawn, black and blue, or one of their other awesome dark, murky, dirty watercolors. That's that black light. You can see that black and blue mixed with the purple. Black light, 1 ounce Axle hybrid jig. Sweet, dude. Sweet. Let's keep it rolling. What else do we got? We have some more items in this month's 6 sack. Sound like hard baits. I'm gonna bust them both out at the same time. What do we got here? All right. We've got a Crush 50X and a Provoke 106X. I can't see the colors yet, but looking in the viewfinder on my camera, it looks like a bluegill and then like, what's that, lemonade? Cherry limeade, sorry. Lemonade, cherry limeade. So this bluegill, the Bluegilla, it's one of probably my favorite, is straight up bluegill pattern from them. So realistic, so vibrant, with so many colors. I mean, Technicolor rainbow. You got that aqua blue, the purple, the light blue, the orange, the yellow, the black vertical lines with the purple accents. You got the browns, the blacks, the natural greens. It's just a beautiful freaking bait right there. It looks like a custom paint, but it's not. The Crush 50X, my favorite square bill of all time. And that right there is my favorite bluegill color that 6 Cents currently offers in this bait. The Bluegilla super heater, super lifelike, awesome bluegill imitator for banging around in the shallows during the heat, during the summer months. And this Cherry Limeade Provoked 106X. Check that out, dude. We got that bright hot rod orange red with just the neon green, mean green on top, dude. You got the iridescent eyes, black accents around the eyes. That's a bright one right there. That one is loud. And you can hear that. You can hear that one coming. Awesome, dude. 2 killer hard baits, some flush 5.2s, the Divine swim jig, some terminal tackles, swim bait jig heads, as well as the panfish hooks, little bitty guys. Got some cool stuff, man, along with that 1 ounce freaking Axle hybrid jig. Nice, dude. Nice little sack this month. Let's roll through and talk about what I would throw this stuff on. 7.5 heavy fast heater series rod right there. That's my heavy jig rod. 7.5 heavy fast broomstick for the 1 ounce jig. Flush 5.2, I may have mentioned this before, but I'm throwing that on the 6.9 medium moderate heater series. 4/0 EWG straight 15-pound fluorocarbon. And that's gonna be the move for my weightless jerkbait setup. Same thing for the Provoke 106X, throwing that on the 6.9 as well. Same thing for the Crush 50, 6.9, 12 to 15-pound fluorocarbon for all 3 of those last baits. And then for the swim jig, I'll tell you what, we might as well go ahead and rig this up with a trailer. And I'm gonna be throwing the 1/2 ounce Divine swim jig on my 7-foot 4-inch medium heavy mod fast heater series swim jig rod. This is the bait for which that rod was specifically designed. But we gotta throw a trailer bait on here before we wrap this up, right? Play a little tackle box, do a little bait rigging, make this swim jig look proper for the water. Let's do that. Normally my go-to for a swim jig is a paddle tail swim bait. It's just what I prefer to run on any type of moving bait. That actually is a jackhammer, but I like to throw a paddle tail on the back of my swim jig. Look, here's another Devon swim jig right here with a paddle tail on the back of it. So you can kind of see what I typically do. We're gonna do something a little bit different with this one. Bait fish, bluegill, we might as well just throw crawfish into the mix. And we're gonna use a bongo. Green pumpkin juice bongo from 6 Cents as the trailer on this. We just cover all the bases. Bait fish, bluegill, and crawfish. We're gonna use the bongo 3.3 to do that. This is an excellent flipping bait. It's also an excellent trailer bait. As you can see, it has these molded in sections on the end of the pinchers that capture and displace water, make this thing kick really nice. It works really well as a trailer. So that's what I'm gonna throw on the back of this swim jig, just so we can take a look at it rigged up with a trailer bait. My favorite swim jig of all time, the Divine swim jig from 6 Cents. Bust that down to the screw lock. There we go. Check that out. Now we have a nice bluegill profile, but we've also got really natural crawfish look to it. So if you wanted to let it hit bottom and hop it a little bit, you could do that. You can drag a swim jig. You don't have to swim a swim jig. I've caught a ton of fish by letting this thing hit bottom and then just slow crawling it. So you can definitely fish this along the bottom like your more traditional football style jig. Just because it's a swim jig doesn't mean you have to swim it, but typically I'm swimming this bad boy. Those pinchers back there kicking on that bongo. That green pumpkin juice pairs up perfectly with that baby brim. Is that what it was? What was the code? Baby brim. That baby brim Devon swim jig. And that's just another option for trailers when it comes to the swim jig right there. That bongo 3.3. That's what I'm going to. If I'm getting away from the paddle tail stuff, I'm gravitating towards the bongo 3.3 for my cross style bait. And then I'm just gonna, as always, trim off a little bit of that weed guard, make that hookup potential, that hookup ratio go up just a little bit. And that right there, it's a nice little swim jig. I think this is probably my favorite bait that we got in the sack this month. That's that Bluegilla Crush 50. The X has rattles in it, subtle rattles, not too crazy, but they're in there. You guys let me know which one of these baits was your favorite. And also let me know what your favorite trailer bait is for your swim jigs. I wanna know what trailers you're running on your swim jigs out there. For me, it's either a paddle tail, something like a Kitech, or that bongo 3.3 super heaters. You guys check out 6centsfishing.com. Sign up for the 6 Sack if you're interested in having them select some baits for you and send them out to your doorstep on a monthly basis. A really cool subscription service, an excellent way to build your tackle pile, tackle mile without ever having to leave the house. Use my code JR6SACK for $10 off your first sack. It's a $50+ value in every sack, but if you use my code, it's gonna bring the price of that first sack down to like 27, 28 bucks. Killer deal, the 6 Sack. I've been a 6 Sack subscriber for literally years, and I always have fun doing these videos with you guys. Once again, let me know what your favorite swim bait trailer is. Shout out to 6 Cents Fishing for hooking it up with the 6 Sack. You guys check them out. Maybe you're not into having other people curate your heaters and you want to hand select all the baits that go into your shopping cart. No worries, no big deal. 6centsfishing.com, JR10 for 10% off everything on the website. Shout outs to the JR10 Army, and shout outs to the almighty Heater Army, the people that go above and beyond on a monthly basis to help us ensure that we are able to continue bringing free fishing content to the masses here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your relentless support. I hope you enjoyed this quick 6 Sack unboxing video. If you did, click the thumbs up button. Help more people find the channel. I bet you won't. Subscribe. Help us hit 86,000. We're ripping our way. We're almost there. But that's about all I got for you today. That about does it. That about wraps her on up. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you on the next one.